Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue, I'm Eric, and not too long ago I made a full review of Legoland Florida. I wasn't sure if you guys would like me talking about that, because that's a park I think I enjoy more than most. However, plenty of you watched and liked it, and because I like talking about this park, today we will be discussing the kind of rides and lands that Legoland Florida could and should add in the future. Before I begin, I ask that you subscribe to the channel. I hope you will consider that. It is free, it helps support the channel, it helps me get uploads out. I really hope you will do that. We're on our way to 600. Now, let us begin discussing what Legoland Florida could add in the future. Before we really get into what Legoland Florida could add rides-wise, I should point out that right now they're working on a big expansion, Peppa Pig World, an entirely different theme park. It might just be called Peppa Pig Theme Park, but it's going to open in 2022, so we probably won't really see any expansions in Legoland Florida until around 2024 or 2025. But let's discuss some of the different areas that could be added to Legoland, because thus far, every big expansion has been a themed area. Let's begin by talking about some of the most popular LEGO brands. I believe two of the absolute most popular, from my experience with LEGOs, I'm a bit of a nerd, so keep that in mind during this video, are LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Superheroes, which is like Marvel and DC. I think a Star Wars or Marvel area would be fantastic here. But as you probably guessed, these two areas, Star Wars and Marvel, have one thing in common: Disney. LEGO Star Wars Miniland was already removed from the park around the time Galaxy's Edge opened, so clearly we will not be getting that. And on that note, we should keep in mind that we probably will not get any areas themed to Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or Minecraft, which are also owned by other companies, but LEGO has licensing on for their sets. I think of those, Minecraft is the best possibility because there's no Minecraft area in other theme parks, and I think licensing would be easiest for that, but still. I think we're going to have to keep this limited to LEGO exclusive things where there'll be no licensing issues. Those are the areas that are most likely. So let's get into some of those. Let's start with the prospect of LEGO Space. This would be a good area for a few reasons. First of all, there are LEGO Space sets right now. Some are very grounded and realistic, like the Apollo Saturn V rocket that I own, or there are some LEGO City Deep Space sets. These could both be great. Not to mention the Kennedy Space Center is not far from Winter Haven, so there'd be a cool space theme that is not too far, and it'd be a very good fit for Florida. This could go in either the city or the Technic area. As for rides in this small area, it could just be a single roller coaster and one small kiddie ride. Maybe throw in an alien laser tag type thing. It could be a fun small area. I think this is a very likely fit and a very good fit for the park. The next possible area is one that's already at Legoland Billund in Denmark, that is Polarland. They have in Denmark this junior coaster with a drop track called Polar Explorer, and if they put that in Florida, I'd be psyched. The Arctic scenery could be a nice change for Florida. The only real issue with this area is the fact that if it's smaller than the SeaWorld one, that's Antarctica, it will be sorely compared to it, and it's not good if this park is compared in a bad way to SeaWorld. So they'd have to make sure they do it right for this area, but this single Polar Explorer ride being an Arctic area, maybe a part of LEGO City even, I think that would be really cool. Another area in the Denmark Legoland that I think would be really awesome, even more so at Florida, is Legoredo Town. This is kind of themed to America. The Old West Frontier. I think frontier areas are fantastic in all the theme parks that are at in the US. Cedar Point, Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Kingdom, all great. That would be fantastic here. It could be pretty large, but the rides they have at the Billund one are great. There's this cool looking water ride. It's a log flume and you go around some LEGO sculptures of animals. There's a junior coaster that's pretty well themed. I think if they made this small ghost town area, that'd be really awesome. And add just one of those two major rides, it'd be really, really great. These are just my thoughts, but I really think that this could be a fantastic area. One of the best in the park if they put it in. I think it's less likely than the other two I mentioned because it's in America, and some of these parks don't put a whole lot into America themes when they're in America, but I think it would be a fantastic area of the park. Okay, we have now discussed three potential areas. I think the most likely is probably space, followed by the Polar, and then the Legoredo. However, we must wonder, where would these areas go? I think one thing I should get out of the way is two things that would not happen. The first is putting rides in what is now Cypress Gardens. This would not happen because Cypress Gardens is supposed to be protecting, preserving this old theme park that is now gone. I don't think they would put new rides in there. The other possibility is replacing AquaZone Wave Racers. However, this is a pretty popular ride, and the area would have to fit with the Technic theme kind of well, so I don't think that will end up happening for any of these new themed areas. So which areas would work? Well, the first area I think as we see on this map is to the right of the driving schools. This is kind of behind the Lego City area. It would be weird to try to make a path to get to it, but I think it could work. Maybe they'd have to remove that City Hall Theater, which would be weird as they haven't really removed rides to expand except for Island of the Sky a little bit for the Heart Lake City thing, I think. But even then, they haven't really removed rides to make room for whole new areas. So while that might be a change for Legoland, I think that's a good area. Another is on the waterfront, a bit south of the pirate show. A pirate area could be good too, but that'd be a bit weird to work in. I think the best area to work into this would be the polar one or the western one. Along the water would be really cool for those, I think, because some parks do have that. And it'd be very nice. They'd have to kind of immerse you pretty well, but even then, I think that would be a very good place for one of those two areas. But now let's talk about some individual rides. The first ride is one that's currently at Legoland California that unfortunately almost definitely will not happen. This is the Submarine Voyage ride. It looks fantastic there. Real marine life going all around you. That would be great here. It could go in the city or Technic area and fit pretty well, because Technic for the submarine vehicle and city for just exploring the area, and there are some like coastal Lego City sets. The biggest issue with this is that the ride at California is in the Sea Life Aquarium that's in the park. Unfortunately, there's no Sea Life Aquarium at Legoland Florida, and there's already one in Orlando, so they probably would not build one there. That unfortunately means it's very unlikely we will be seeing that at all in this park. That'd be a great ride to go here, but unfortunately I really don't see it happening. Another possible ride is the Kuka coaster, I believe it's called. It's this like robotic arm ride, similar to the Knights tournament that used to be at Legoland California, Ice Pilot School at Legoland Billund, and kind of like Some of All Thrills that used to be at Epcot. This could be really awesome. In the Technic area especially it'd be awesome, or in the Imagination Zone because you're kind of creating your ride. It might be a bit too intense for the demographic that this park's going for. That might be why they closed the California one. However, I think that'd be a really awesome ride here. I would definitely like if they built that here. The other ride I think is a possibility, though more just what I really want them to make, is a spinning coaster. It would replace Flying School, which I think is the worst ride in the park. Flying School's really rough, and if it's replaced with a spinning coaster by either Mack or Gerstlauer, that would be awesome. It could be themed to like chasing down cops, there'd be some large Lego statues or some criminals running away at every single brake run, so it'd be like show scenes, onboard audio with police scanner stuff and siren sounds. I think it'd be a really fun ride. Great for kids. They'd have to expand a little more area, but they own the land that's next to Flying School. But it would take a little more room than they have. I think the queue might be a little hard to work in to really have a good pre-show type thing, but if they made that, that'd be fantastic. The main reason I think that won't happen is because they recently added some theming to Flying School, and a lot of people seem to like that ride, despite it being really rough, I think. So I don't think they're gonna remove that anytime soon, and a spinning coaster seems pretty unlikely for the park. But that would be the absolute #1 thing I would want to go to Legoland. It could be a really awesome coaster. So we have all of these ideas, rides, themed areas. Which one do I think is most likely? Honestly, I'm not sure if any of these are likely because most of this video has been me saying why these will not be going to the park. However, if I had to guess, I think it'd definitely be one of the themed areas. And the most likely is either space or the Legoredo type area. I think the western one would be really good. It would give some competition for Orlando parks. It could have a really great ride or two. It could be a small one, mainly focused around like a ghost town type thing. I think it'd be a really awesome area, and I think it would fit pretty well in the park behind the Lego City. Space would also work well behind Lego City. But I mean, either it could be like Lego City in space, and then it could be like, if they make the western area old Lego City. I think this would all work really well. But if I had to guess, they'd probably make the space or western area, because that's definitely what would appeal to people today. And those are really my thoughts on what Legoland could add next. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your favorite ideas and which ones you think are most likely. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to help support the channel and to get more content. I'll see you next time.